We are super excited because on this episode of Asharami Radio, we are celebrating women, the amazing Sahara Amazon. Can we give it up for them? Okay, come on. Can we see that? It's giving excellent. You're testing me now.
Quickly, we're going to go into the first question, and which is what everybody wants to know right now from someone who has embodied accelerating self-action. Ma, what does accelerating self-action mean to you, and why do you think it's crucial for both growth in your personal and professional success?
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to say good morning to everybody. Or as Dami used to say, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Thank you very much, Asharami Radio team, for having me. So when I think about accelerating self-action, I look at it and say everyone's progress really in life is to a very large extent due to you, determined by you, the individual. Wherever you want to get to, the things you want to achieve, how you want to be regarded, it really starts with you. You need to take stock of where you are in relation to where you want to go or where you want to be. Determine what the bridge is and put an actionable plan to bridge that gap. Now, does it mean that if you don't have an actionable plan, you won't get there? No, it doesn't mean that. But you really, in today's world, you don't want to live your life to chance because today's world is fast-paced. You don't want to get left behind. So basically, the world is going to move, and it's your responsibility to prepare yourself with the skills and the competencies required for your own journey or destination, so that as the world ramps up action,
And she's talking about the competencies. Well, this is somebody who has displayed amazing competence in a male-dominated sector, the oil and gas sector. To achieve all of this, well-being is something that cannot be ignored. So in your experience, what's the biggest barrier that people face when trying to take proactive steps to secure and improve on their well-being?
it's all up to you, right? How you allow people to treat you is up to you. Where you get to in life is up to you. You have to decide who you want to be. You have to do some introspection as to who am I today? Do I like who I am? Is that who I want to be? Or do I want to change? Is there something that I'm reaching for that I still haven't gotten there and I'm some ways from getting there? You need to do that introspection. And then when you say well-being, I'm also assuming well-being in line with accelerating action, right? When you do that introspection and you say, okay, this is who I want to be, you have to chart a course. You have to know the things that will help you, the ones that will not help you, and actively look for the ones that are going to help you along your journey. Well-being can be physical well-being, it can be of your mind, it can be of your career, but all those things put together, you are in the driving seat of your life, right? So it's up to you to ensure that you protect your well-being. You protect your aspirations. You don't let the externalities affect you adversely, right? You have to find a cocoon within yourself that you can retreat to and check, am I where I want to be? Is there something in my life that is standing in my way that I need to get rid of? And if you need to get rid of something, you need to be bold enough to get rid of that thing, right? But it's up to you. You are the architect of your future and of your well-being.
So how do you balance that as a female and the demands of your role as an executive director at Sahara Group?
Like I said before, I've been here for more than 2 decades. I laugh. I say I'm like a piece of furniture in this place. But the demands today, they're very different from the demands 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And I'm going to talk about the demands today, but I want to talk about the demands when I first started. And Sahara is not my first job, or was not my first job. So when I first started, the demands that were placed on me and in terms of family and all of that, I think they're also maybe a bit more relevant to more people. And so I want to talk about that a little bit. What I found, as I progressed through my career was that you needed to surround yourself with wise counsel. You needed to surround yourself with people who had been there and done that and who had been successful, because those people will be able to advise you. You don't know it all. You will never know it all. There's no need reinventing the wheel. So look for those who have achieved the things you want to achieve and learn from them. Somebody mentioned, okay, you were reading and somebody was doing a shout out to Ogochukwu. I remember Ogochukwu telling me that one of her earliest images of me was me with my children. They had come from school. Ogochukwu didn't know was that I had worked hard to ensure that my children got into a good school near the office. At that time, it meant somebody was queuing for several days to be able to write their name, because that's how you got into the school. And so they got in. I would take my children, would come to school together. I'd drop them in school in the morning. I would pick them up every day from school, most days, except if I was in a meeting. And if I was in a meeting, my driver knew that he would start to call me about 1:30. They closed at 2. And if at 1:45 I didn't pick the phone, he knew he had to go and pick them. And regardless of whether I had transportation to leave where I was, that's my problem. He knew that the children were the priority, right? And so my children would come, I'll sit in the car with them, we'll look through their homework, and then spend my lunch hour with them, and then they would go home because we were strict with bedtime. And by the time I get home, I close late anyway, they'll be asleep. But that way, I managed to spend time with them. And that was because someone had said to me, Moroti, don't feel guilty. You have to work. So when your children leave school, they come to you. You sit in the car with them. You do their homework with them, and then they go home. So that it's not a case of children are in school, homework is not being done, or there was no supervision. Another one, as they grew older, told me, when the children get home, they'll do their homework. They'll put it on your bed. When you get back from work, you look through the homework to be sure that they've done the right thing. And then on your way to school in the morning, you do the correction, if any. So I surrounded myself with people who could help and who could advise on my journey. Today, as an executive director, my boys are grown. They're in their 20s. They don't need me. Oh, when they left and went to boarding school, every exit and every half time I was there if they didn't come home. So that there was no, we don't see mommy or we don't see that. No, I was there. It meant that I needed to work extra hard and earn enough so that on Friday night, I can get on the plane. On Monday morning, I'm back and I'm going straight to work. So there's no, she's not in the office, so she's never here. I needed to do everything. The only thing that probably suffered at that time was I didn't really have a social life. I wasn't one who had time to go, because by the weekend you're tired anyway, you've sort of burned your candles or bridges at both ends and you're tired. Today it's different. They're grown. But there are other challenges like domestic help or absence of domestic help. Everybody around me right now know that I don't have domestic help. So it's a collective effort to find me domestic help so that my house can be in order. But what am I trying to say? Enlist the help of those around you, right? Including our blessed husbands. Enlist their help so that things can work. Because you have to work. As a woman, you have to work, and there's a lot of expectation. Expectation at home, expectation in the office. You have to do it, and you cannot do it alone. So enlist the help of everyone around you to get it done.
One of the things that struck me from what you just said is you shouldn't feel guilty for achieving. And there are some people in the Sahara, some Sahara Amazons who currently feel like they're stuck or they're underachieving, and they're struggling to embody the goals that they see in themselves and to get to that place where they want to be, whether professionally or personally. So what advice do you have for that struggling Amazon right now?
Sometime last year, I attended a Wimby's seminar. I don't think I'd ever attended one before. But at that seminar, they talked about having a life coach. And I'm like, life coach, what do they do? But someone then explained it to me. A lot of people, and I bring it down to women, a lot of us struggle. We struggle with work, home, line manager, team. We struggle, children. Find a coach or find a mentor, somebody who has achieved in the areas that you'd like to achieve and that is confidential and you're comfortable speaking with, and talk through the struggles, because we all have struggles, right? And you never know where the help is going to come from. So find someone that you can talk through it with, right? And don't be ashamed to ask for help. Don't be ashamed. What's the worst that can happen if you ask for help? The person will say no, or they'll say, oh, she asked me for help. Okay, no problem. You are not helping. We'll move on to the next one, right? But don't be ashamed to ask for help. And look for a mentor or a life coach.
Well, I'm going to take this opportunity to say that I'll be submitting my application soon. I mean, I only get access to this. It's a very huge privilege. But I do have one more major question. And speaking from a management level perspective at Sahara Group, what advice do you have for levels of leadership to support their teams, the females in their teams, to accelerate self-action, balance that work-life integration, and create a culture of growth and empowerment for every team?
I also speak to the women line managers also. Support the younger women. There's room for everyone at the top. And where we achieve more when we work together. But for the line reports or the younger women that are coming up, it's also important to want to be supported. It's important to demonstrate that I'm going somewhere. I have a goal. If you're not going somewhere in your personal life or career, you can't be going somewhere for the organization, right? So first things first, for you, the individual, it's important to be going somewhere. And it's possible that you're not going anywhere. It's not everybody that wants the same thing in life. If you're not going anywhere, unfortunately, here is not the place to be not going anywhere. Unfortunately. This is like a fast-paced environment. So when you demonstrate that I want to be supported, I'm putting in my best, I believe that naturally, your managers will want to support you, because a subordinate that makes a line manager look good, that line manager is going to love the person, right? If you make your line manager's life easier and you do your work, your line manager is going to want to keep you with them and continue to help you grow so that you can continue to make their life easier. So I think that the line managers need to understand that supporting, encouraging, and promoting the people who work with you actually speaks well of you and is more likely to get even you, the line manager, to move faster, right? And from an executive management perspective, the organization is going somewhere. Executive management wants to continue growing the organization, achieving all of those things that we plan to achieve from the very beginning. And so we're looking for people who will actively want to be a part of that. And of course, the support is going to come. But then again, I want to say to each individual, actively court the support. Look for the support. Ask for the support. Don't keep quiet. Don't be, I'm struggling under this and I need help and you're not saying anything. Don't try and be a hero when you shouldn't be, Court the support, and I think you will find that support will be available. And sometimes, if you're not being supported in the way that you'd like to be supported, speak up. Or even point us in the right direction to say, these are the things that you should be doing for us that will encourage us and let us know that we're being supported to achieve the things that we need to achieve.
Well, my Jota is full at the moment. I am looking to get another one because I have heard so much from the systems created to ensure the work-life integration to surrounding yourself with the right community. It is not a joke to be Moroti Adedoyin-Adeyinka, and the achievements that you can attain with the systems that are in place, it's phenomenal. She has said it right here. Executive management is looking to grow things. If you want to grow, you want to increase the extent of your capacity. Here in Sahara is where you want to be. Thank you so much. I am
Thank
ecstatic.
you.
I am in awe of the awesomeness. And we're definitely blessed and great. Thank you so much for coming on the show with us.
So, Asharami Radio.